Hello, and welcome to another installment of the Same Six Wednesday. These 6 items are from Lori, and I'm really anxious to show you what she sent and get started on making a page. So, we have this nice little bag full of stuff, and in this fun little bag, we have a vintage postcard. And this could still be used. It's never been used. Isn't that cool? I'm sure they'd send it back with 3 cents postage, but a craft paper, heavy craft paper star, a beautiful little piece of rusty, tea-stained, grungy yumminess in this lace, some gorgeous little daisies, and a transparency slide cover, and this really cool printable. And then I have my page. So let's get started. And I have thought about this one a little bit. Sometimes they come to me right away and sometimes they don't. And this one we're going to start right off, and we're going to get the white edges off of here. And I thought I'd grabbed everything, but evidently I have moved everything. So I'm going to grab a ruler. And luckily I have several. So this time I happened to grab the deco ruler. So I'm going to get a really cool rough edge here. Those little pieces over there. I'm saving all my pieces because that's what's going to be on the cover of my book when I'm done. All the pieces left over. I would love to have this book be just, 90% everything that I got. I'd like to just do it that way. I think that would be kind of fun and enjoyable to have the whole book made with items I received. So I know that I want to put this on here. That's the only reason I didn't do this side, because I thought, why waste that beautiful edge there when I could just trim it off, So we're going to go and isn't that pretty? That is so stinking pretty. I mean, it's just one piece on there, and I just love it. So let's go ahead and put some ink on this. We know that most of this page is going to be covered, so we can be pretty easy about that. Okay, so we get our brush. Let's get us a stencil. Not going with circles this time. I'm going to go with squares over here and numbers over here, just because it sounds like a good idea. Yep, my hands are all yucky. I've been playing today. So let's get our 2 inks. I tell you, this little distress ink doesn't want to stay too inked up for me. So I'm only going around the edges because I know that the inside's not going to be seen, and I figure, why take the effort, right? Let's do what works. Let's do what's easy. My stencil's moving a little bit, or my eyes are moving, one or the other. So we got that done. Let's go ahead. So we got the stencils out. Let's just keep going. get all of our dirty at one time. And, you know, probably a lot of this will be covered up too, but that's okay. That's pretty cool. So let's just kind of see if we can't find a few places to stick down on the bottom. Not too much overlap, I hope. Not too bad. You know, we know we're going to glue things on top of here, so we'll just worry about covering up some of the overlaps. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's take this and just kind of give some background to that background. Now we're really cooking with fire. We're putting background on background. Okay, yeah, I love it. I love it. So, cover up our messes so we don't make worse ones. And we're going to take this, put some glue on it. And yes, I could have inked the edges before I did this, but I just like to do it here. And when you do it on it like this, it kind of gives you a little bit of shading, so you kind of get some depth in your picture. And I'm going to grab what's handy. Burnish that down real well. Okay, I don't know what I want to do to that because I really just like that. Isn't that crazy? I do know one thing. Because of another project I was working on earlier today, I had film strip laying around. And I'm calling it film strip, but this is actually the projector movies or movie films. These are trailers. And I had a piece all set out that I wanted to put in here. Here it is. You had to cut a little bit because this is a trailer and not like a 35 snapshot. It's a little bit different in size than what this is. And believe it or not, this is a man's face. And I thought it looked like a train or something coming behind him. But when you lay it down flat, and I don't know if that you can really even see that, but right back here, it looks like it might have been a person. So I'm not sure what it was or who it was, but it's really cool. So I have played with these enough to know that when you glue them, they don't stick right away. And eventually they did stick, and they stuck well. People stuck to them pretty good. Since I'm going to glue this on here like this and make a transparency and then glue it on, I'm not going to worry about that, but actually I think this is the right side. It just seems to be more colorful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Scotch tape, if I can tear it, and let's get him where I want him. Yeah, put a little bit of Scotch tape on here to kind of keep it in place. I can trim that down. I think I just figured out my dispenser, why it gives me such heartache and wants to be such a pain. Because my little thingy, I could have a sharper edge if I turned it over, but I don't know how to do that. So we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about it. That's not part of our project today, is it? So we have our transparency, and I still don't know where it's going, but we have it. We have done something with it, and we know it's going to be here. And let's see what other goodies we have. We have our beautiful vintage lace, our daisies, and our postcard. I don't know, the star looks pretty good over here. Maybe, kinda. I'm not sold on it, but I kind of like it. I was trying to go without a pocket on this page, but I'm just not sure I'm going to be able to do that. Ooh, I like that. If I can get it to lay fairly flat, I think we'll go there. And I'm just kind of laying things out. So far, I just feel like I have to leave this hole because of what it is. It's just that cool. So I don't know. This one's not too bad over here. Well, let me play with this and I shall return. Okay, I played around a little bit, kind of come up with some ideas. I know I wasn't going to do a pocket, but I hated to not use this whole piece of lace. And so I kind of did a pocket flap thing there. I probably should have inked the back before I started, but of course I forgot. And kind of come up with the idea. You got to run, you know. So going to ink the edges of this a little bit, just to get that kind of white tear marks out of it. I don't care if it gets a little bit of ink on the paper or the lace because they're already got that look. Yeah, I can do that later. Cool. So we've got that. I have my transparency, and I'm just going to kind of age it a little bit. Not much, because it's already got a pretty good age looking to it. And I got a little bit of tape there to still cut off. And I stitched around the postcard because I thought it just looked like it needed something, and I thought I haven't stitched for a while, so just kind of give it a little more age. And the only reason I do the inking right now is to give a separation line. When you look at things, I want you to really see each individual part on there. So, okay, so we did that. And then I was thinking, as I was looking at it, okay, I like it in there like that. I want the purple to show. And inking it kind of helped it show a little bit more. But the flower's kind of a pinky purple in there, slight, and this is purple. So I dug out some colored pencils. And I thought I would just see if I could add a little more purple to this flower in a couple of places to kind of tie color-wise all together. And I've got 2 shades of purple here. I don't want to color it in totally. I just want to give it a little bit of love. A bit of purple. I grabbed a blender pencil so I could blend it in just a little bit more and not see my pencil marks. I'm not trying to be perfect here. I just want a little more purple in there. Use 2 shades of purple, and then I got a little bit of an orange to add a little bit more color to the center. And this is kind of a peachy orange color, and then a little bit of yellow. Just the yellow is more so that this blends, because I'm going to do the same thing to this one over here. So I'm just going to kind of blend these together with a blending pencil. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but this works for me, and I'm happy with it. So there, I've added a little purple. So we got it in a couple of places there. So let's go ahead and color this one just a little bit. Get my two purples first. I'm hardly pressing down, just enough to add a little bit of color. I want it a little darker there. This flower is a little bit bigger, so we get a little more space to work with. Just adding some of the darker. I'm not even worrying if I'm staying in lines correctly. Actually, I did the lighter one there. Can you believe that? Yep, I can believe that. So we'll just keep going. It's nature. Nature isn't perfect. Take the blender pencil and smooth out some of my lines. Not quite as streaky. Do the same thing with the orange. This kind of I don't know what color it is. When I got it home, it had broke. Ginger. It had broke on this end. So I don't really know what color it was, number or anything like that. So I just see the word ginger, but there's something following it. So I'm just going over it with some yellow. Get some highlights. A little bit of blending. Took no time at all. Okay, so I have decided I want this down here. And I think I want this right here. But I'm not positive because we still have all of this over here. Because I think I want that right there. And I think I'm pretty cool with this, but I'm just not 100% sold on... Oh, no. Star's got to go there. So the transparency will I will have to kind of go this route, I think. And this is a little stark white, so I'm hoping I'm going to try the back side. Oh, wait. I don't know which is the back side. We're going to try this side. See what happens if I put a little bit of ink on it. Oh, yeah. We're cool there. We're cool. I'd rather put a couple layers than too much at the first time. Yeah, both sides are so close and same, I'm not going to worry about whether it's the right or wrong side. I keep thinking it's upside down because I look at it and the words are upside down. So I flip it and then the words are still upside down. So we just need to go in the direction of the man's head. Yeah, I still like that there. Just stuck in there. I like it. I'll draw on it a little bit. I might add a little collage material to it. This one is still... Oh, I could make that look like it's holding that down. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue this, but after it's dry, I'm going to pop a brad into it and have it look like that. I'll show you when it's all done. And I am going to put some glue on this to keep it in place, but this will also help. And so we're going to worry about this, our little star. And I'm just going to do the edges just so that if it helps, it helps. If it don't, it don't, because it's already brown. And I'm thinking we need to mark on it. So let's get out our little pin and let's kind of just give it some edging. I could have stitched on it. That would have been cool. Would have tied more into the page. But my sewing machine was like, who are you and what are you doing here? It's been so long since I've sewed. So we'll do that. Let's just do a little messiness. Because if I really stitched, that's what it would look like. Okay, I'm really like that. Pretty simple. Put it right there. Let's put some glue on it. I'm going to put the hole down there just because you won't be able to see it when the card's in there. If you move the card, of course you'll see it. But yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Not sure about this. I'm just not 100% sure on whether or not to put a little bit of glue. And in fact, I think I probably will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We're going to leave it like this for now. You know, sometimes you can work the pages and work the pages and work the pages, and then when you put it together, you got to tweak something anyway. So that's kind of what I'm thinking might happen there. So what I have left on this, because I went pretty wild in using everything up, I have these two little pieces. Now, I could easily just tear a piece to put in here if I wanted to, and maybe I will. I think this needs a color separation to me. That's what my eyes see. So I'm going to tear this real quick and see what I like. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I just need separation of colors. You know, you don't know what's wrong. You don't know what's missing. But sometimes you just need to separate what you see. And I think that's where I was with this. Granted, you know, this doesn't have to be in there all the time. But I kind of like that. And, you know, whether or not I use my journal is a whole nother story. And I think because I like to have multiples, I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape here. And by multiples, I mean groups of 3, you know, not just one piece stuck in, because again, if you take that out, that would have been just one piece of paper stuck in the middle somewhere, right? So I'm going to put that little piece in, and I think I'll use this one. And no, these are not the only washi tapes I have. They're just the only ones that's within reach right now. And I tend to do that a lot. Use what's handy. Let's put a couple little pieces right there. Kind of give it its own little personality. And I'm calling that page done. So now we're back to this one. And I'm going to go ahead and pass string there. I must have done the back side because the string goes all the way across. So I could do the pretty white, but I really like this way. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to use some tacky glue because I'm kind of gluing on that Scotch tape and the transparency, or the film strip. Let's just put a little bit right there and there. Glue that down. So kind of wanted it up a little further, I guess. You know what? I think I like that. I think I was having trouble with the 3 there. Glue that right down there. Voila! And if I wanted to, I could actually come over here and add one down here, or even add the two. That's not too bad. What about up there? No. Maybe right there. No. Now this way, for some reason I like them this way, and over here even I like them this way. Or I could just do one. I think we'll go with one, because then that leaves me one for my cover. Don't you just love watching somebody be so indecisive? Oh. And I better put something under there. There we go. So that's not quite, this isn't going to be there. Sorry about that. But it's keeping the glue from sticking to the page and what's in there. So that's my page, and I'm not outlining this, at least not yet. I'm going to see what I think of it and let it grow on me. With that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.